Okay, so in this video we're going to learn how to hack with Python using images. Okay, so what is going to happen is the user is going to open up an image, but in the background all these things that you see here are going to happen. You're going to learn how to read all the stored Wi-Fi passwords from the cache in any laptop or any machine. You'll also know how to disable Windows Defender and how to make the program persist in the system, so that every time there is a startup, the machine will run the program. Okay, and then you'll also learn how to send yourself the Wi-Fi passwords that you have collected via email. And then of course this program has to also run in silent mode, that is, the user will not see any window or anything. Okay, so all this is going to be achieved using Python and the Windows command netsh. Alright, benefit for companies is when you learn how to mitigate such an attack. You can use a strong password, do not download or use unsafe USB, keep antivirus up all the time. Okay, so let's head over to our Python program. Alright, so here we go. So we're going to start typing this. So first we're going to import OS. Knowledge of Python is required for this. Okay, so import OS will import the operating system module. Then we're going to import subprocess, because we're going to run a couple of subprocess popen, right, and smtplib, which we're going to use for emails. And couple of requests is, we're going to do an internet request also to download a JPG. And then of course you have to import the email module. Next, what we're going to do now first is we're going to run the first command to disable the Windows Defender. So what is it? What is this about? Okay, so let's see. Let me go to CMD in my machine. And I'm going to run this command here. Netsh is nothing but a simple Windows command which you can run from your command prompt. And what it is going to do is it's going to disable the Windows Defender. Okay, so ADV firewall is the machine, is the process name, and it's going to disable the Windows Defender. Okay, now once we do that, this is fine to run from the CMD, but how do we run the command from Python? So Python has got this subprocess which is going to run OS commands using subprocess module, and the result of this you can do either a run of that subprocess or you can do a check output. So it's going to run this command with these parameters. Okay, you got to keep this parameter so that you don't get the window in your UI up. All right, so this will run the command on the OS and return the value to you. Okay, whatever is the return value, you can just run it and you'll get the OK value here. So this is going to disable the firewall. Okay, next what we're going to do is we're going to get a image, a Mercedes-Benz image. Okay, you can take any image that you want. So for that, what we're going to do is we're going to do an internet request using the request module of Python. So if I go here, so I'm going to download this image from using Python. Okay, so what this line will do is it will open up the request, it will do a get, and it will download it and store it in the response. Okay, now you can also open the user will see the image by using file open. When we do open, it's going to open the downloaded file. Alright, and it's going to open up a file. No, sorry, it's not going to. Sorry, my bad here. So it's going to open up a file here in the binary format. You're going to create a file here. Okay. So this one, what we're going to do is in the right binary, what we're going to do is the response.content which you're getting back from here, we're going to write it to the this file. Okay, we're going to write it to this file, and then we're going to close this file. So basically, this will request.get will download the JPG. You open up a local file, create using WB. You need to know Python to know how this works. Basically, if the file is not there, it will create that file, and then you write the response to whatever response the binary into this image. Okay, and you close that image, close that file. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to open that downloaded file that you have. Right, so you have downloaded the file and return it to sample image. So now subprocess.pe open, what it does is, see, if you see earlier we saw check output, is the same thing. Okay, it will open up the file, but it will not stop processing over there. Okay, this will be asynchronous. Subprocess popen will open the image, the user will see the image, but processing will continue into the next line. Okay, it will not stop till this line is over. So this user will see the image, the program execution won't stop there. In the background it will run the next line. So in the next line what we're going to do is we have created this file. We're going to compile this into a healthcheck.exe file, and we're going to find the path. os.getcwd will give you the current working directory. Okay, and now what we're going to do is we want to persist this file, right? We want this, if you see here, we wanted to persist in the system every time. So we are going to create a way to do that. Is this is a very simple thing. What happens here is, again we are going to use the subprocess, okay, to run a command on DOS prompt. So this will be nothing, this is nothing but, you know, your registry. Okay, you can read up the reg add. Reg add is again a DOS command. So if you see here, it's going to give you, like, you know, if you want to create registry entries, you can do using this reg add. So you have a complete help over here. So right now what we're going to do is we are going to target the HK current user software Microsoft Windows current version run. The reason for that is, the reason we are targeting that is, one second, yeah. So you open up regedit. Let's take a look at the registry. If you want any program to run at startup, you have to have an entry over here, that is computer HK current user software Microsoft Windows current version run. So you have to create a key over here. Okay, so and with the path of the file that you want to execute. So every time Windows restarts, it's going to execute that. So let's run this command offline. Just a minute. And let's go over here. And right now you take a look here. See, there is no entry here, right? Right now there is just a default. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to create this without all this. We're just going to say we don't want this one also. For now, I'll just assume that, you know, it is over here, that the file is stored in C:. Okay, so it will run the machine, it will run the DXE every time. So let's run this. So it said operation completed successfully. So what did it do? It said register, add a value here. That will be a key and a value, right? So here if the machine, wherever the exe file is there, we are going to give the path of that. Right now I'm just assuming it's C:, it is not the right path. Okay, so now let's run this, refresh this. So now if you see here, this has created an entry over here. So next time Windows restarts, it's going to run this file. Okay, so this way this exe will persist. Now I'm going to delete this. Alright. Okay, so now let's come back here. Okay, so we were right now what we have done is, so far we have disabled the firewall, Windows firewall. We have downloaded a JPG and written it to a file, and we have opened that file in front of the user, whereas in the background it's basically created an entry for this exe file in the registry. So continuing, next what we're going to do is, the purpose of this is to get all the Wi-Fi passwords, right? We want to find out all the Wi-Fi passwords. So for that, again we are going to run a Windows command, netsh command. What it is going to do is, net show profiles will show you all the, net show profiles is going to show you all the Wi-Fi profiles that you have stored so far in your machine. Okay, so I'm just going to do a quick run. I'm not going to show it here specifically, so you can run it and try it out yourself. Okay, so this is going to list you all the Wi-Fi's that are stored in the machine, okay, that you have cached in your machine. So if I go here, it's going to show me all this, even the ones which you have previously worked on, that machine which has stored any previous Wi-Fi, all the Wi-Fi's will be visible. Okay, going on. So now we are doing some string manipulation because it shows you data like this, right? We don't want this, we only want these, right? We only want this. So we are going to do some string manipulation, and we are going to basically get only the Wi-Fi names, okay, and we are going to store it in a variable called as Z1. Okay, Now Z1, what it is going to do is it's going to store all the Wi-Fi names. Okay, it's going to show all the Wi-Fi names, and we're going to loop through each and every Wi-Fi value to find out. We want to store all the. We'll go loop through all the Wi-Fi's and try to request all the passwords. So how do we do that? So how to get any password is, like, see, if you give, again we are going to use, now this is going to be repetitive. Okay, we're going to use subprocess and we're going to use netsh. Earlier we used netsh, w and all, show all profiles. Now right now we're going to see the profiles, but we're going to do one more thing. Is this X, see, this loop X is going to store the name of the Wi-Fi. The current Wi-Fi which is stored in this Z1 is going to be processed. So let's run this command and see what it does. So, okay, so let me just copy this. Let me run this command and let me show you how this works. Okay, so here what is happening is we are going to replace this with the name of the, say, and Wi-Fi. Okay, so netsh WLAN show profiles and Wi-Fi key equal to clear. When you do this, what it is going to do is it's just going to knock out the key content. You'll get the password straight away. Okay, so this way what is happening is we are looping through each and every Wi-Fi here, Wi-Fi stored, and we are collecting it in a result. It's just a string. Okay, and so it's in a loop. So this for loop will go through all the Wi-Fi's and pick up all the ones which are stored. Now we are done. So our result contains all the passwords that are stored. Okay, not all passwords will be stored. Moving on, next what we're going to do is we're going to send this data to our email. Okay, now we are going to create an email, we're going to create a subject, we're going to create a mail text. Again, it is standard Python. Okay, you can also check out my course, in a free course in Python, as to how to send an email. So basically you'll have to send the email, you'll have to set up a SMTP library which we have imported at the start, and you have to give it a SSL. SMTP SSL, and you'll give it a SMTP server name and the port 465. Once you do that, you have to log in with your Gmail. Now this is imaginary email. I have hidden my email and password, so you have to actually use your actual password. Okay, and once you do that, you got to send a mail to this one, to your mail, and this email will contain the mail text. Your mail text contains your result which we have, which picks up all the data that we have seen so far, right? So that's it, server.quit and sys.exit. Now this is all that you need to do, all of this. Okay, read all passwords, disable Windows Defender, persist the program, send Wi-Fi, and using Python, how to run this program in silent mode. So let's see the next part. So this is all good. So first I'm just going to run the health check.py. So if you see, it has downloaded a image over here, and it's still executing here. Right now it is running in Python mode. We'll create a exe out of this. Okay, now it's time to run this. So we're going to this folder, Python hacks, and so here I'm going to run the Python file, and let's see what happens. And also one more thing is, you see that the registry, okay, it has opened, see the registry is currently empty. So okay, so it failed in the last line, that's fine. So but let's see what all it has done. Okay, so let's see if it has created a, okay, so we have, do you see that it has created this value? It has taken the path where the health check exe I have created, and it's going to run that file. Okay, now next we're going to see whether we got the email. So I'll just pause for a second here. Now also if you can see a mail has come over here. So it has created this entry and sent me the email. So let's see, let's open up the email. So yeah, if you see here, it's got all the data that we saw, right, that command, and see the password also has been fetched. So similarly, any Wi-Fi that is stored, any Wi-Fi password will be retrieved. So this is how is the powerful concept of using Python and netsh to